Have you ever wondered if that old, dirty Washington quarter hiding in your change jar could actually be worth a fortune? Well, get ready to be shocked. These hidden treasures prove that not every valuable coin shines. These rare U.S. Washington quarters aren't just coins. They're pieces of American history that could change your life overnight. So before you spend that old quarter, watch closely, because one of these might just be the jackpot hiding right in your pocket. Imagine this for a second: you're sorting through your pocket change, just another regular day. You pull out a dull-looking 1982 Washington quarter, dirty, old, maybe even a little scratched. But what if I told you that very coin could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars? The 1982 Washington quarter, one of the most common-looking coins in circulation, hides some of the rarest and most valuable minting errors ever discovered in U.S. coin history. And in this video, we're going deep into the history, the mystery, and the unbelievable values that make some 1982 quarters among the holy grails for coin collectors. To truly understand why the 1982 Washington quarter is so special, we have to travel back to the early 1980s, a time when the U.S. Mint was undergoing massive change. As a result, all 1982 coins, including the Washington quarter, came straight from circulation batches, making high-grade, uncirculated examples extremely scarce today. The transitional error struck on a copper planchet $10,000 to $25,000 in circulated condition and as high as $50,000 to $100,000 in mint state condition. Some experts believe a perfectly preserved, certified copper 1982 quarter could break the $250,000 mark at a major auction. The off-center strike error, 30 to 50% off-center with full date visible, worth $1,000 to $3,000. Extreme off-center errors have been auctioned for over $5,000 to $7,000. And if it's off-center and double-struck, that's a collector's dream worth tens of thousands. Double die obverse, full double die obverse, $5,000 to $15,000. Plus, some verified examples have even been rumored to reach $20,000 at private sales. Wrong planchet errors, 1982 on foreign blank, up to $25,000 plus a confirmed 1982 quarter on a dime blank once sold at auction for over $18,000. Double struck coins, a dramatic 1982 double strike can easily sell for $2,000 to $10,000. Depending on clarity and grade. One particularly famous specimen with a 90-degree second strike sold for $12,650, and collectors believe it's one of only a few ever found. Clipped planchet error, multiple clips, or off-metal clips, up to $2,500 plus missing clad layer error, both sides missing clad layers, up to $5,000 to $10,000. The perfect 1982 quarter, MS68, finest known $10,000 to $20,000 plus in 2020, a 1982 Washington quarter graded MS68 by PCGS sold for a jaw-dropping $15,000, one of the highest prices ever for a modern clad quarter. Brain how to spot a valuable 1982 quarter. It should be 5.67 grams. Anything lighter or heavier could signal a planchet error. Inspect both sides for doubling, weak strikes, or off-center designs. Look for copper showing through on the surface. Might be a missing clad layer. Check edges for clips, notches, or smoothness. If it looks odd, don't clean it. Get it graded. Cleaning can destroy collector value. Picture this. You pull out a simple 1990 Washington quarter, nothing special at first glance. But what if I told you that this exact coin, the one sitting in your palm right now, that's right. The 1990 quarter may look ordinary, but hidden among these common coins are some of the most extraordinary minting mistakes ever to slip past the U.S. Mint. And these errors have turned a simple 25-cent coin into a collector's goldmine. The Washington quarter has been an American icon since 1932. But by 1990, the series had evolved far beyond its original 90% silver form. The 1990 quarter, minted in Denver, Colorado, was struck in copper-nickel clad composition, a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. That year, over 927 million quarters were produced at the Denver Mint, a staggering number. Most entered circulation, jingling through soda machines and store counters across the nation. The double die obverse, perfectly cleared doubling visible without magnification, $5,000 to $10,000. Collectors go wild for strong double die examples, especially certified by PCGS or NGC. High voltage, the off-center strike, extremely off-center or double-struck examples, $5,000 to 7,500. A dramatic off-center, 1990. D quarter once sold for $5,200, and it wasn't even in mint condition. The double-struck coin, dramatic 90-degree double strike, $10,000, plus only a handful of 1990 D double strikes have been verified, making this a dream find for any collector. Wrong planchet errors, struck on a foreign planchet, like a Canadian quarter blank, $15,000 to 25,000. Plus these errors are so rare that when one surfaces, collectors battle fiercely at auction. Missing clad layer, both sides missing clad layer, $5,000 to $10,000. A certified full missing clad 1990 D once sold for $6,500, and these are still being discovered today. Hammer die cracks and cuts, large die break affecting Washington's head or eagle, $3,000 to $5,000 plus. Each cut error is unique, which makes these coins one-of-a-kind pieces of minting history. Transitional planchet error, money with wings, estimated value, $25,000, $100,000 plus, depending on confirmation and composition. Proof-like or satin finish errors, verified experimental satin finish, $10,000 to $15,000 plus high-grade mint state gems, MS68, finest known $10,000 to $20,000 plus one flawless, full luster MS68 1990, D quarter sold for $15,600, proving that even a normal coin can command a huge price if it's perfect. How to identify a rare 1990 D quarter normal, 5.67 grams. Copper tones may mean missing clad layer. Check for doubling, off-centering, or faint strikes. Look for clipped edges, smooth areas, or cracks. Never polish your coin. It can destroy value instantly. And if you spot anything unusual, have it authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC. These certifications can multiply its market value. Could you have the next $1 million 1990 D quarter? If an authenticated, one-of-a-kind transitional or wrong metal 1990 D quarter surfaced, say, struck in silver or on a foreign planchet, it could easily reach 6 or 7 figures at auction. In fact, similar rare error coins from other years have sold for over $700,000. And the demand for modern error quarters continues to grow. Your eyes fall on a 1994 P Washington quarter. That it looks ordinary, right? Just another coin that's been tossed around for decades. That some rare 1994 P quarters have stunned collectors and shocked the coin world with mind-blowing auction prices, all thanks to their minting errors, unique varieties, and perfect condition. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Originally made of 90% silver, the design remained mostly the same for decades to BY 1994. However, the coin had transformed into a copper-nickel clad composition, the familiar metal mix used since 1965. Double die obverse, extremely bold DDO examples certified by PCGS, $5,000 to $10,000 plus wrong planchet error, struck on a foreign planchet, $15,000 to $25,000 plus a confirmed 1994 P quarter struck on the wrong planchet could easily fetch over $20,000 at major auction houses like Heritage or Stack's Bowers. Hammer double strike, dramatic 90-degree rotation double strike, $10,000 to $12,000 plus. These are visually striking and instantly recognizable, the kind of errors that get featured in numismatic magazines. Fleur-de-lis. Missing clad layer, both sides missing clad layer, $5,000 to $7,000 plus in one case. A 1994 P missing clad layer quarter sold for over $6,000, proving how desirable these oddities are. Broad strike or collar error, dramatic broad strike or partial collar, $1,000, $2,000 plus. Collectors value them for their unique appearance and rarity. Glowing star clipped planchet, double clip or curved clip, $2,000 to $3,000 plus. Proof-like or experimental strike, verified experimental finish, $10,000 to $15,000 plus. Collectors fight for these unusual coins as they blur the line between ordinary circulation strikes and presentation pieces. Trophy high-grade mint state gems, MS68, $5,000 to $10,000 plus. One pristine MS68 1994 P quarter, certified by PCGS, sold for over $9,500, simply because it was near perfect. How to identify a rare 1994 P quarter? Look for the P below Washington's neck. Use a magnifier for doubling or distortion, Normal weight, 5.67 grams. Lighter or heavier equals possible wrong planchet. Odd shapes or stretched edges equals min error. Copper tint equals missing clad layer. Cleaning destroys collector value instantly. If your coin shows any unusual features, have it authenticated by PCGS or NGC. A professional grade can turn a few $100s into thousands if a previously unknown, verified transitional planchet error or a foreign metal strike is discovered, something no one's seen before. It could easily bring millions at auction. Among the jingling coins lies an old, dull 1997 D Washington quarter that's scratched, a bit dirty, nothing special, or so it seems. Some rare 1997 D quarters have turned out to be hidden treasures, shocking collectors, and setting record prices at auctions. So before you spend that quarter on a vending machine snack, stay tuned. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 1997 D quarters to look for and how to tell if yours could be a life-changing fortune. Each coin starts as a blank copper-nickel planchet. It's fed into a press that slams down with 60 tons of pressure, imprinting the obverse and reverse designs in a split second. If anything goes wrong, a misaligned die, a cracked press, a wrong planchet, it creates a mint error coin. And error coins are where ordinary quarters turn into extraordinary riches. Double die obverse, bold doubling visible to the naked eye, $5,000, $10, 000 plus. These are incredibly sought after and often auctioned for five-figure prices if well preserved. Off-center strike, dramatic 60% plus off, $3,000 to $5,000 plus. Collectors love these visual errors. They're dramatic and immediately eye-catching. Wrong planchet error on foreign or experimental planchet, $10,000 to $20,000 plus. A known 1997 D quarter on a nickel planchet sold for over $15,000 in a heritage auction. Double strike, wild 90-degree rotation, $10,000 plus. Dramatic double strikes can break auction records. Collectors can't resist them. Fire missing clad layer, both sides missing layer, $5,000 to $7,000 plus. A 1997 D missing clad layer example once sold for nearly $6,500. Broad strike and partial collar errors. Partial collar with rim distortion, $2,000 plus. The visual impact of these errors makes them highly collectible. Clipped planchet, double or dramatic clip, $2,500 to $3,500 plus. Collectors love the bite mark look of these coins. Die crack and cut errors, large die break through Washington's portrait, $1,000 to $2,500 plus. Each cut is unique. A literal one-of-a-kind mint errored, proof like 1997. D quarters, deep mirror proof like. DMPL $3,000 to $7,000 plus. PS certified DMPL 1997. D quarters have achieved auction highs over $5,000. High-grade mint state gems, MS68 or higher, $5,000 to $10,000 plus. One flawless MS68 1997 D sold for over $9,000. Proving condition alone can make you rich. Bar chart how to identify rare 1997 D quarters. Ensure it's a D below Washington's neck. Normal quarters weigh 5.67 grams. Anything lighter or heavier could mean a wrong planchet. Look for doubling, copper color, or mirrored finish. Check for misalignment, broad strike, or missing rim. Cleaning destroys collectible value. If your coin looks odd in any way, have it graded by authentication can multiply its value. If a unique, previously unknown error appeared, like a transitional planchet strike or a mule pairing with another denomination, experts agree it could reach $500,000 to $1 million plus at auction. These discoveries do happen. Remember the $1.7 million 1943 copper penny or the rare 1965 silver quarter that fetched tens of thousands? The 1997 D could have its own legendary example just waiting to surface. Imagine this. You're going through an old coin jar, maybe some pennies you've ignored for years. Suddenly, you spot a 1969 Lincoln penny, dull, brown, maybe even dirty. But what if I told you that one small cent like that could be worth hundreds of thousands, even up to millions of dollars? Sounds unbelievable. Well, the truth is, one rare 1969 double die penny sold for over $100,000, and another fetched nearly $200,000 at auction. Yes, a single penny that once bought candy could now buy a luxury car or even a house. History. The birth of the 1969 S. Lincoln penny. The Lincoln Memorial Cent was introduced in 1959, marking the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the classic wheat penny design and featured the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, a modern symbol of America's legacy. By 1969, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of these coins across 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. Most of these pennies were ordinary, made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. Value: from 1 cent to hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1969 S double die penny is one of those coins where condition and authenticity make a massive difference in value. Here's how it breaks down. Grade: condition, estimated value fine, F, 12, $25, 000 to $35, 000, extremely fine, XF, 40, $60, 000 to $85, 000, about uncirculated, negative 55 Australian dollars, $90, 000 to $110, 000 mint state. MS, 63 red/brown, $125, 000 to $180, 000 mint state. MS, 65 red, $200, 000 to $325, 000 plus finest known. MS, 67 RD, over $500,000 to $800,000 in 2008. A PCGS MS, 64 red 1969, SDDO penny sold for $126,500 at a heritage auction. Later, another example graded MS, 65 RD broke records, exceeding $325, 000. Experts agree. If a perfect MS, 67 or MS, 68 red example appears, it could easily reach over $1 million at auction. But that's right. A single penny could make you a millionaire. Brain how to identify the 1969 S double die pin and why. If you think you might have one of these legendary coins, here's how to check. 1. Look for sharp doubling, not blurry or shifted. The doubling on this penny is very strong and bold, not a shadow or blur. Check these areas carefully. The word liberty. The doubling is crystal clear and widely separated to "In God We Trust." Each letter appears twice, distinctly. The date 1969, especially the 9s, show sharp doubling. Point 2. Mint mark, S. This is crucial. The S mint mark was added separately to the die, so it will not be doubled. If you see a doubled mint mark, it's a different and less valuable kind of error. Point 3. Die markers. Collectors have identified small markers unique to this variety, tiny die scratches or marks around Lincoln's coat and eye. These help confirm authenticity. Point 4. Get it authenticated. If you think your coin might be real, don't clean it and don't sell it locally. Send it to PCGS, NGC, or Annex for grading. A certified coin can multiply in value because buyers trust the authenticity. Famous auction sales. 2008 Heritage Auction. PCGS MS, 64 red. Sold for $126,500.2019. Stacks Bowers. MS, 65 red. Sold for $325,000.202. $2 private sale. Rumored MS, 67 red. Estimated $600,000 plus. These numbers continue to climb as fewer high-grade examples remain available.